All right. What is going on? What is going on, Beehive? Welcome back to another live stream. We are back with two cases. One case that is an update to a very old case that we have not covered in months. And then the next case is a brand new case. And I do have to give a warning. Don't know if it should be a trigger warning or what, but the reading on the Brandi Glanville, or I guess a Bravo case, because she's not actually personally being sued from what I can see. But the reading on that case is a little sexy. We'll go with the word sexy, but it is going to be a trigger warning for SA. So if you're not into those kind of things, make sure you pop off with Brandi Glanville. And the thing about it is the case is long, so we're going to be reading a lot of inappropriate behavior, or I guess if you're into that type of stuff, but when you're not willing, it becomes inappropriate behavior. So we're going to be reading a lot into Brandi Glanville. If you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know what kind of person she is. If you watched her seasons, you know what kind of person she is. So just be ready for some craziness in that case. And then we have Alex Murdaugh, who I was about to say our good friend, but he is not our good friend. He got his motion for a new murder trial. Oops, I can't say that word. He got his motion denied. And so we're going to go through what the judge says. Kimmy was lovely enough to go through the documents and do some highlighting, but we only got 2 hours today, so we don't have time to read through all of the documents. And it was just Alex asking for a new trial, the state saying no, he shouldn't get a new trial, the Alex presenting all of this evidence of people saying that this juror or the clerk's information kind of buffered their thoughts, and then it comes out. We'll get to what it came out to, what the judge actually decides here. So we're going to look at Alex Murdaugh first. And of course, for those of you who are just coming in, Brandi Glanville's case is a little sexy. We're going to call it a little sexy. So if you are not into that, or you feel weird with watching me read about it online, and also trigger warning for SA, for sure, you guys can pop off on that, but it will be a pretty long part of the live stream today because the case is ultra long. Let me go ahead and jump in to see who's watching live. If you haven't hit the like button on your way in, please do hit the like button. It helps us out in the algorithm, and we have been doing fantastically with the YouTube algorithm and gaining more friends, and we would like to gain more bees for our beehive. Yeah, more bees for, are we all breeze? More bees for our beehive. Kimmy has some cute little edits for us in the Brandi Glanville or the Bravo case, but we're going to refer to it as Brandi Glanville because she's the one that's getting all of the heat in the document. So yes, if you haven't hit the like button, please do on your way in. And if you're not subscribed, make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure you're not just watching on lurk mode and you're actually a part of the Beehive. We are at 10 likes, amazing, with 11 people watching live. So if you haven't hit the like button, please do. And let's go ahead and see who's watching live. But first, we have to say hi to our pet bee. All right, so now that we've said hi to Bossy, we can jump into the chat and say hi to everyone else. We have Tanya D, a member and moderator of the channel, who did such a wonderful job on the live stream on Sunday. Hello and welcome back in the live stream, saying happy Tuesday, Bree and Beehive. We are happy to have you back here, and we really appreciated your appearance on the show on Sunday. That was a very good chat. Cardova82 says greetings to the Queen Bree and the gorgeous Beehive. Hello and welcome back into the live stream. Nice to see you again tonight. Saying hi to Tanya D, saying hi to Cardova. Y'all having a whole conversation. Tanya D reminding us to please and thank you to everyone who hit the like button. Yes, of course. Thank you for that reminder. I appreciate it so much. We have Small's new channel, no more hella swanky, but kind of still hella swanky. Says, what up, Beehive? Hope everyone is well. I don't know. You are a moderator on this channel, so I don't need to make you a moderator. So Smalls, member and moderator of the channel, welcome back into the live stream. Also, thank you for joining in on the members live stream on Sunday. It was a lovely chat. I had a great time with you guys. guys that all joined me on Sunday, football Sunday. We had a really good time. If you missed the live stream, make sure you go back and check it out. We just recapped on some cases that we covered before, and we got to see some of our lovely chat members in the live stream. So if you missed the Sunday live stream, make sure you go back and check it out. Small says, hey, Bree, hope you are well. Yes, I am. I don't know why I'm super hot right now. The lights, I don't know. I do have my lights turned up lighter than I want them to be, and I don't want to fix them now. Tiny D's talking to Cardova 82. Small says, but don't forget to hit the like button, drop in the Queen Bree. Yes, of course. Thank you very much for the reminder. Let's see, Just Me MD saying, sending love from Big Texas. What part of Texas? Have I asked you this before? Y'all, I be having so much going on. I don't remember what part of Texas. If you feel like sharing, Just Me MD. Tiny D saying Swanky Smalls. Good name. Good name. All right, let me see. Everybody's just chatting, saying hello to everyone. Tiny D says, your hair is cute, Bree. Thank you very much. It's been like this for like a week and a half at this point. But I have been having it like up in a bun and all over the place. So yeah, thank you very much on the hair compliment. Small says, hey, bossy buzz don't buy. Gonna be getting a lot of airtime, or maybe not a lot of airtime today because we only have 2 cases. Let's see, everyone's saying hi to Bossy. Mary Jane saying, I'm late. You're not really late. We've only been on for like 7 minutes, less than 7 minutes at this point. So you're not late. Nice to see you again, Mary Jane, another member of the channel. Let's see, Baby Meatball saying, hey, Bree Hive, I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, welcome back into the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. I'm gonna have to tell y'all about Thursday. I took a night off of streaming. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. I am going to tell you about Thursday. Small says to Tiny D, oh, what's good? It was fun chatting with you on Sunday. I need to get you on one of our lives. Yeah, get Tiny D on there. She's wonderful. Wonderful stage presence. Tanya D said, you're right on time to Mary Jane. Yes, she is. Cardova 82 says, you just got here in time to Mary Jane. Yeah, we started like maybe a couple minutes late. Pretty on time, though. It was a good time today. Just Me MD says, hanging in there. It was great putting names and faces together. Great live. Yes, thank you very much. It was fun. I had a good time. But these are the Tanya D and Hella Swinky Smalls, Hella Swinky Smalls, Hella Swinky. They come on pretty much every time. So I love seeing them, love chatting with them virtual to virtual, I guess you want to call it, rather than just the chat. So we got to get more people coming on to the live so we can put some more faces to names. Let's see. But Tanya D and Smalls keep coming on. I love chatting with you guys still. MB says, I usually miss your live streams as it's after 4 a.m. over here, but this time I am awake for a little bit. Well, we are happy to have you back in here. Eventually, I am going to try to start streaming earlier, but right now I just can't. Mary Jane says, the Cardova 82, thank you. Small says, Kimmy, what's good? Everybody's just chatting to each other. Rachel Mills says, will you be streaming Alec Baldwin's arraignment on Thursday? It's not in the plans, but I can take a look at it. I haven't been keeping up with the case like that. So I don't know. Do you guys want to see Alec Baldwin? I feel like we don't really like his case that much on this channel. So let me know if you guys are interested in streaming Alec Baldwin's arraignment. It definitely won't be live if it's during regular time. That's why it's so freaking light in here. I left the regular light on. Give me one moment. I said I wasn't going to fix it, but I'm running up my whole light bill out here trying to stream. So give me a moment. Okay. Does that change up my stream a little bit? It's still lighter than I would like it to be, but it's a little better. I want to go for like the cool nighttime vibe since I stream at night. So yeah, so let me know in the chat if y'all are interested in watching Alec Baldwin arraignment. It will be at night because that's the only time I can stream, or morning for some people, as we can see. Just Me MD says East Texas. Okay, nice. Cardova 82 saying, always keep forgetting what day it is to Kimmy. Just Me MD says 2 hours east of Dallas. Okay, so I've been to Dallas before, so I don't know how much difference it is. Small says to Tiny D, did you see my name on social or you just said that? My stage name is Swanky E Smalls. LOL, but I have Cameron Smalls on most platforms. Oh, I did not see that, but maybe Tanya did. Let's see. Y'all are having a whole chat with each other. Are we? I'm just here for the funsies, I guess. Let's see. Cheryl C, hello. Welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you again. We have Z Seltzer, another member of the channel, and also appeared on the live stream on Sunday. Welcome back into the live stream. We definitely enjoyed having you here. Putting faces to names is always fun. So welcome back to the live stream. Small says, hella swanky. Smalls, hella swanky made me crackle out loud. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on hella swanky. Like, I'm not getting used to the smalls yet. Like, it hasn't grown on me yet. I'm still team hella swanky. Maybe I just like saying hella swanky, you know, because I don't know, it sounds cool. Oh, Mary Jane said to do a poll as far as Alec Baldwin goes. So, Kimmy, if you have time, could you pop a poll into the chat to see if we're going to cover Alec Baldwin's arraignment on Thursday? On Thursday, we were planning on doing the deep dive on the Lauren the Mortician and Jeanette Braun case, just to see how we got to that lawsuit that we all love so much. So that is what we're going to cover on a Thursday so far. But if y'all want to see Alec Baldwin, we can. Okay. Thank you very much. Kimmy got the complaint because I was just going to use the one I had, but that's all good. Thank you, Kimmy. Chantel, hello and welcome into the live stream. Mary Jane says Alec Baldwin poll. I think we're going to get one pretty soon here. Kimmy Locker says, I'm curious to follow Alec Baldwin case, especially if they stream a trial, but arraignments are pretty boring in my opinion. Yes, it probably will be boring, but we could talk about it. I guess we can play a part of it and talk about a part of it. Tanya D says, that's okay to MB. We love the replay crew too. Yes, of course we do. MB says, I'm up late, but I need to get to sleep ASAP. Not many hours now as I'm awake still. So I guess coffee tomorrow. Yes. 4 a.m. 4 a.m. had me last night too. But I did also sleep like 4 hours before that. I just woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't go back to sleep for like 2 or 3 hours. Small says, yo, I could discuss Alec Baldwin's case all day because I think that one is going to be precedent setting for my industry, like hugely impactful. So that one case I'm definitely following. Yes, and we did follow it on this channel before, and Hella Swanky Smalls did... I feel like I'm giving someone a full name. Did have a lot of commentary on that, and good commentary at that. A lot of information. I'm not as versed in the information, so I don't know how helpful I would be. I don't know if you guys just like laughing at me, but maybe we can cover it a little bit more. We'll ask Hella Swanky to come up with me and chat about the case. Rachel Mills says, I just know it's happening on Thursday, so I was just curious. No problem. If the time permits, we can cover it, but we'll probably definitely mention it a little bit to see what was the outcome. Let's see here. Small says to MB, glad you can join us today. The lives are always fun with more internet friends. Yes, I was just thinking when I was going to work today, I was like, I love having internet friends. And I'm like, am I weird for this? Or is this just the ages? Is this the age that we're in? I'm like, I love having internet friends. And actually, I was telling my husband, I was like, yeah, we all just come from different walks of life and we're all different ages, but we just like hang out on the internet and look at lawsuits, which is that strange? Maybe. But is it not strange? Probably. I'm leaning more towards not strange. I think we're just in the times, right? C. Seltzer says, it's so nice to see everyone. Yes, of course. Small says, okay, one sec, Bree, BRB. Tanya D says to Smalls, I just said it, but feels like I may have seen it before. Oh, the name on the channel. MB says, Smalls, thanks, Small. Yeah, I love when I join the live chat with the Hive. Yes, it's always fun. Always fun. Chelsea says, I gotta pop in to watch the Zoom stream for maybe 10 minutes. Then something came up, so I had to drop off to go deal with it. No problem. Are you talking about from Sunday? No problem. Mary Jane says, I'm barely awake. LOL, it's late. It's so late, it's early. Yeah. I'm with you. I just change the name. Change the name. Smalls, Swanky Smalls. Hello, Swanky Smalls. Oh my gosh, life is always life. It is. Y'all, I'm tired, but I'm like, I am going to try to stream on TikTok after this. Don't know how well I'm gonna do. I feel like I'm already messing up my words on this live stream, so I don't know how well the TikTok live stream is gonna go. But I think I'm gonna try on my new channel. So let me know if y'all are gonna join. Let's see. Oh, y'all got a lot of stuff coming in. Swanky says, okay, there you go, Boss Attorney Bree. Gotta mod me in the channel though. Okay, I do. I gotta figure out how to do. How many channels do you have? Like, are you a YouTube? What's going on here? You got multiple YouTube aliases? What's going on? Okay, let me see. What to do? I gotta remember how to mod people. This one, I think. Okay, there we go. You should be a moderator now. Cheryl C says, I wouldn't mind watching the Baldwin arraignment. They are usually pretty short, and I'm curious how they are going to handle some of that procedure. And he's like on trial right now for a different part, someone else, right? Or am I tripping? Z Seltzer says, internet friends are the best. Yes, I love it. Ella Slinky says, Kimmy, not you reading my mind. Cheryl C says, Heidi, right? It's so inconvenient. Equality, hello and welcome back into the live stream. Nice to see you today. Hella Slinky says, Kimmy Locker, I was literally about to say I'm interested in the Baldwin case, but not the arraignment. And boop, the polls pops up. Yep, the poll is there. Forgot to say the poll is there for those of you who want to vote on the Alec Baldwin arraignment. Let us know if you want to cover that on this channel, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of channels covering it, but if you want to cover it on this channel. And y'all are just coming in. Hello, says, now I can like from 2 channels. Yes, definitely appreciate it. Equality says, hey, bestie to Cheryl C. Always good to see you. I think I might have seen you earlier in Lawyer You Know. Let's see. Okay, everybody coming in. Hello, Swanky has multiple channels. That's what she's talking about. Let's see. Mary Jane says, how many of you are there small? So many. Okay, welcome into the live stream, everybody. Shout out to y'all for the interaction. I could not even keep up with how many chats were coming in. So shout out to the chat for interacting and saying hi to everyone. We've missed everyone. We have quite a few viewers today. Sometimes it takes us a little longer to get up to this many people watching. So welcome in. Nice to see everyone. Hope everyone has had a wonderful start to their week. Mine feels a little hectic, but we are getting started. I did say that I wanted to tell y'all about Thursday. You know, I was planning on streaming, but I had a networking event to go, a networking event to go to. And when I got off of work, I was like, oh, I'm not going to have time to stream. So let me go, or before I got off work, I'm like, I'm not going to have time to stream, go eat, stream, and then get ready to go to this event. The event was bad. It was a horrible time. I thought it was going to be networking, but it was really like the dude that throws the networking event's birthday party. And I went last year and it was a good time. I completely forgot to talk about this on Sunday. I went last year and it was a good time. We networked first and then it turned into a party with like regular music. This time we walked in at around 10 o'clock. It was already a party. It was supposed to be networking, I believe, till 10 or I think till midnight. It was supposed to be networking until midnight. We get there. They're playing weird music that I don't like, but I guess that's what the party boy liked, or the birthday boy liked. And I guess that's what other people in the club, I guess, liked. So I could have live streamed, and I said that the whole night. I was like, I should have stayed home and live stream. Like, this is not fun. I need to go hang out with my internet friends. Does that make me a homebody? Because I was like, absolutely not. This is horrible. I should have stayed where I was. I should have stayed where I knew I would have fun. And that's on the internet, talking to a camera and laughing with y'all in the chat. I did, however, get one of those little permanent bracelets that don't come off. Alpha was not feeling it. He did not want one himself, but I do have one and I was pretty excited about that. Don't know how good quality it is, but it has been on since last week and I haven't had any issues with it. And I've always, once I finally saw it, which was like maybe within the last year or so, I've always wanted one for like the last year. It just reminds me of my nieces. They'd be like, I've always wanted this my entire life. I'm like, you're 5. You have not wanted it your entire life. And even if you have, it has not been that long. You have a lot of time to go. Okay. So yeah, I've always wanted this my entire life for the last year. And I got one. So I was super excited. That was the best part about the party. If I did not see that on the little invite, I probably either would not have gone or would not have stayed as long as I did. Once I found the permanent jewelry, got that done, and pretty much left right after that. So that was not fun. Will I go again next year? Hopefully not. I don't want to trick myself like that again. If I might go to more networking events, but not his birthday party, which was very disappointing because I feel like it was fun last time. But whatever, nonetheless, enough catching up with y'all. Go ahead and have a blast in the chat. Kimmy helps me grab the chats that are talking about the cases that we're covering. So if I don't get to your particular chat and it's not on topic, because I know we like to get off topic in our Hive chat, don't think I'm ignoring you. It's just we want to get through the cases, which are like super, super long. So let's go ahead and say hi to our pet, who's a very undisruptive. All right, Bossy, thank you for the change of scenery. We are now going into Alex Murdaugh and seeing what the judge had to say about the case and shutting it down. I know I gave it away in the title of the live stream, but my girl shut it down. The title of the article is Attracted by the Siren Call of Celebrity, What an Alex Murdaugh Judge Said About the Clerk Accused of Jury Tampering. As South Carolina Judge Jean Toll denied disgraced lawyer. We got another disgraced lawyer like Tom Girardi. But Jean Toll denied disgraced lawyer Alex Murdaugh's request for a new murder trial. I don't know how to bleep out my words. On Monday evening, she had some harsh remarks about the county clerk at the center of the Murdaugh legal team's jury tampering allegation. Colleton County Clerk of Court Rebecca Hill. I wonder, is she not fired? Does anybody know if she got fired or not? Rebecca Hill was attracted by the siren call of celebrity, Toll said in her announcement of the ruling. She wanted to write a book about the trial and expressed that as early as November 2022, long before the trial began, the judge said. Toll noted Hill has denied this, but the judge found Hill had stated to another clerk and others her desire for a guilty verdict because it will sell books. So my girl wanted Murdaugh to be convicted because it would sell books, not because she believed he actually did it. Did she also believe he did it? I don't know, but she wanted to write a goddamn book and I guess stop being a clerk, make money, all that's being a best-selling author. Apparently, my girl thought she was about to make it out the hood. I don't know what she thought was going on, but she said, I'm about to write a book on this. I was the clerk in the Murdaugh trial. Like, okay, you didn't make the verdict. I mean, I guess you could say I swayed the jury poll in convicting him. I don't know. I don't know. What was her end goal here? Murdaugh, 55, was sentenced to life in prison with no parole for the 2021 MERS. I'm gonna call it MERS of his wife and son. He and his legal team have sought to overturn the verdict and request a new trial, arguing Hill tampered with the jury by making comments implying Murdaugh's guilt to the juror. She made comments about Murdaugh's demeanor as he testified, and she made some of those comments before he testified to at least one and maybe more jurors, Toll said. Did clerk Did Clerk of Court Hill's comments have any impact on the verdict of the jury? The judge found that the answer to that question is no. So although Hill was out here running her mouth, the judge is basically saying that she does not think Hill running her mouth had any impact on the jury deciding that Murdaugh was guilty. And I'm just like, all of the evidence against Murdaugh, it was a lot. Like, her little comments, do you think it's going to sway the jury? Probably not. But the evidence, on the other hand, I don't know, buddy Alex. It looked like you did it. I'm sorry if you don't agree, but it is what it is, right? While the jurors did their job without fear or favor, Hill allowed public attention of the moment to overcome her duty, said the judge. I simply do not believe that the authority of our South Carolina Supreme Court requires a new trial in a very lengthy trial, which is what I said. You're going to make those people, the witnesses, go back through this trial. What was it, 6 weeks? No, absolutely not. Let's see. I simply do not believe that the authority of our South Carolina Supreme Court requires a new trial in a very lengthy trial such as this on the strength of some fleeting and foolish comments by a publicity influenced clerk of the court, the judge, a retired justice on the state's high court, said. Toll said she had personally interviewed each juror and studied the complete transcript of the weeks-long trial to make her ruling. 11 jurors said that either they had heard no comments from Hill and that if they had, the comments hadn't affected their vote. One juror was ambivalent in her testimony and said that she only felt pressure from other jurors, according to the judge. What is that? Ice cube on a burger? Okay. The jurors obeyed the instructions of obeyed the instructions of the court. They obeyed their oath, Toll said. These good and decent citizens of Colleton County did their duty and rendered their verdict without fear or favor. It was a difficult task. The judge described the case as unique in her decades-long career for multiple reasons, including that the jury tampering allegations were raised months after the verdict, whereas most similar allegations are made shortly after or maybe even during, the trial. I do not find that I abuse my discretion when I find not her putting in the record that she does not find that she abused her discretion. So when Alex Murdaugh appeals this as well, the appeal court is going to say, well, the court said they did not abuse their discretion, so we're going to agree with them. I do not find that I abuse my discretion when I find the defendant's motion for a new trial on the factual record before me must be denied, she said. What did Hill allegedly say to jurors? The jury tampering case centered on statements allegedly made by Hill to jurors about Murdaugh's guilt. Hill has denied the allegations, and she did so again while testifying at the hearing on Monday afternoon. The first juror questioned Monday, identified as Juror Z, testified she was influenced by remarks Hill made, telling the judge she heard the clerk say to watch his actions and to watch him closely. Hill's comments, Juror Z said, made it seem like he was already guilty. But I guess she said 11 out of the 12 jurors said that they were not swayed. But this Juror Z seems to be the person that was swayed. Juror Z was also asked about an affidavit where she indicated she had questions about Murdaugh's guilt, but voted for a guilty verdict because I felt pressure by other jurors, not pressure by the clerk. Let's see, where am I at? Asked by the judge if it was a more accurate statement of how you felt, the juror said, yes, ma'am, affirming she stood by the affidavit, that she felt pressured by the jurors, not necessarily the clerk. Toll described pressure from jurors as normal part of the jury deliberation process during her Monday ruling. The affidavit also said prior to Murdaugh's testifying, Hill told jurors not to be fooled by evidence offered by the defense. The juror wrote she took it as indication Murdaugh will lie. We know he would lie. We didn't need the clerk to tell us that, is basically what the court is finding. The other 11 jurors denied being influenced, though 2 others said they also heard comments made by the clerk when Murdaugh took the stand to testify. Hill's attorneys Justin Bamberg and Will Lewis said they respect Toll's ruling denying the request for a new trial. We agree with Justice Toll's finding that Culleton County jurors selected for this very complicated and lengthy trial were consummate professionals and operated within the instruction of the court, said her attorneys. We thank them for their service. Of course, they're going to agree. They don't want their client to get in trouble. Hill is also the subject of 2 open investigations. A spokesperson of the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division confirmed in a statement this month, one regarding her alleged interaction with Murdaugh's jury and the other regarding allegations she used her elected position for personal gain. Well, she wanted to write a book on the situation. So that's the end of the article. Let me know what you guys think about the judge's ruling. Basically just saying to watch Murdaugh. He's a sneaky dog is basically what she said. They submitted so many goddamn attachments. I'm surprised that's all that the court referred to, or at least this article referred to. I haven't had time to go through all of the attachments, so I can't really go over them on the live stream today, but a lot of attachments were attached, okay? And then they did a reply and attached more attachments about what people are saying. Something was like on a Facebook group. I don't know what that was about, but I'll probably look. Let me not lie. I'm probably not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at it unless I do a pre-recorded video because it's a lot. So I am happy that the court denied a trial. The main reason being that the trial, in my opinion, the trial was so long to then order a new trial because one person said they were swayed and the same person that said they were swayed said, well, I felt more pressure. I felt the pressure from the jurors. That more aligns with what I feel. But her making those comments did make me maybe watch him a little bit closer because I wasn't paying attention otherwise. That's what I got from that. So let me know what y'all think in the chat about this. And I'm going to go ahead and have RB bring us in. Shout out to Kimmy for collecting all the chats for us to go through. Definitely appreciate you. All right. Z Seltzer says, no, she was elected as far as the clerk goes. Yeah, she was elected, but I'm like, but she can be fired. Erica, another member of the channel, saying she's an elected official and there is no recall process. Really? I didn't know that. Thank y'all for the information. I'm like, she can be fired, but she is a part of 2 investigations. So how are they going to deal with that if they can't fire her? Maybe Baby Meatball says Becky Hill was elected and there's no process to fire her, so she's still the clerk of court. When is the new election? When's the new election? My girl wants to write a book. Write a book about how you got kicked off of being the court clerk in the next election. Koala says, oh, she's full of pink poop. Love it. Cheryl C says they cannot fire Becky Hill. She was elected to her position, and it seems there isn't an impeachment process for her role in South Carolina. That's ridiculous. Like, when's the next voting? She has to get kicked out, like somehow. Or do you just hold that office? I didn't know this. Thank y'all for bringing this information to my attention because I haven't been following it that closely. But what? Do you hold that position until you like die, like the Supreme Court? I felt not for a court clerk. Do you think? What's the point of doing an internal investigation if they're not going to fire her, though? Wow. Mary Jane says, Baby Meatball, I think she should be impeached. Well, they're saying there is no impeachment. Baby Meatball says, I don't think there is any way to impeach or recall the clerk of court in South Carolina. Kimmy Locker says Rebecca Hill is still clerk, but she's under investigation by the FBI and state law enforcement division, part of which is on bonuses she gave herself. What? Part of which is on bonuses she gave herself in a way that may violate the law. Who hired her? Who voted for her? What? SLED was the division that also investigated Murdaugh. So now she can write a book on her own criminal case. Equality says this case is so exhausting. Everyone sucks. Alec Murdaugh sucks. Becky Hill sucks. Poot sucks. Prosecutor sucks. At least one of the jurors are liars. I mean, everyone, sorry this comment is inappropriate. It's okay. I think it was pretty funny. Mary Jane says the judge kicked the can so it can be appealed and she won't be in the hot seat. It's basically, yeah, it's going to be appealed. It's for sure going to be appealed. But is it necessary to do a new trial? I say no, but I'm also not a judge, so don't listen to me. I do like divorces and stuff, and I don't handle appeals, so I don't know. I don't know. Cheryl C says, I'm torn on this one. In my opinion, Hill lied on the stand. In my opinion, she made comments to the jurors. I am shocked Alex Murdaugh didn't get a new trial, but I became very sus of juror Z, and I get why the justice ruled no. And I agree with that because they did wait quite a while to then bring this up. Like, if this was really going on, why didn't you know about it during the trial? Like, I mean, I guess it kind of seems like we know that Alex Murdaugh ran that town. Do we really think that he doesn't still have some kind of influence there? I think he does. So do we believe that somehow they didn't get in Jersey's ear and was like, hey, you heard, the clerk, they influenced you, didn't they? Didn't they? So I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Oh, shoot. We got 35 starred comments. Shout out to y'all with all the comments and being on track today. Definitely appreciate it, Bree. We are not off topic. Shout out to y'all. We have 25 likes with 31 people watching live. So I know some people have not hit the like button. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. It helps us out in the algorithm. And our goal is 50 likes for this live stream. And we are halfway there. Please do hit the like button. We got some hearts flying in the chat. I appreciate whoever is hitting that. Cardova82 says, has anybody read her book? Because in it, she very clearly talks about talking with some of the jurors while at Moselle like regular people, she said. I have not read the book. I have not read the book. Tanya D says, Mary Jane, she said, look, I'm retired and not trying to deal with this mess. Yeah, as far as the judge goes. Elin, I love that name, says, selfishly, I was interested in observing the process of a retrial, but I'm relieved at the same time. I'm like, don't put the witnesses back through it. Like, I feel like if they do a new trial, which it can still be done, although the trial court said that, no, I'm not abusing my discretion, does not mean that an appellate court will not then find, oh, yeah, you abused your discretion, Judge Toll, you abused your discretion. Doesn't mean that that's going to happen, right? They can definitely come back and say you abused your discretion, or even on appeal up to the Supreme Court, they can then find that she abused the discretion and that the appeal court also abused the discretion and remanded down for a new trial. So typically with the trial courts, they're going to deny stuff. They're not going to... I almost feel like they would prefer if Alex Murdaugh is the one appealing versus the state appeal, because if they would have granted the new trial, the prosecutors would have appealed. And guess who's running up all of the state's money? The prosecutors, not Murdaugh. I mean, Murdaugh may have to pay back for restitution and things like that, but they're running up the state's budget. Does South Carolina have this kind of budget to keep prosecuting Alex Murdaugh? He got a tax case. He got a murder case. Now he got appeal cases. Can South Carolina keep affording to fight Murdaugh until he pays in? And does he even have any money at this point with all of these cases going on? Okay. I don't know. MB says to Cardova82, I don't believe what she has written. I don't believe what she has written in the book. I think she made up most of it to make herself look important. I would probably agree with that. I wouldn't believe anything that came out of that woman's mouth or out of her typewriter, computer, whatever you want to call it. Equality says, Jersey seemed kind of weak-minded, Cheryl C., but I think she was telling the truth. I think that the clerk did say those things. Those things in themselves, should she be saying them? No. But does that necessarily mean that he's guilty? Hey, watch his behavior. And then she goes, oh, well, that must mean he's guilty. Like, how do you come to that conclusion? I'm almost with, I am with Ikuala saying you're a little weak minded. If someone says watch their behavior, duh, I'm a juror. I'm supposed to be watching people's behavior, watching their words, all of the things, right? Like those particular statements. And I might have to go back and read some of the affidavits. I'm saying I am, but I'm probably not. But see what else was actually said, because just watch his behavior in itself, I don't know if that's tampering, you know? Or is it part of the jury instruction? Like when the prosecution says, listen to their words. These people are going to be biased because those are his cousins. You know, I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, let me see where I'm at. I'm behind. Shout out to the chat for all the interaction. Love it. Cheryl C says to equality, I agree. I just know we will end up watching another trial in a couple years. I hope not. He's old. Like, sorry, he's not that old. He's not that old. But as far as like being a murderer and going to jail and appealing, the length of time that it takes to appeal, by the time he's done with this, he's going to be like 70. Okay, he killed his kid off and his wife. What is he really going to do out here? You know, do we believe that he didn't do it? Or are we just rooting for the new trial because of, you know, the US justice system? I don't know. What do you guys think? The appeals process takes so long. And by the time he appeals this, get a new trial, or don't get a new trial, then he appeals the regular trial. Are all those appeals, are they going to be going consecutively, or are they going to be going concurrently? What's going on with all of these appeals that he's filing? I don't know. Mary Jane says, I think there should be a new trial because what Becky did was heinous, and that can set a precedent unless there's repercussions. That is, and we for sure need to get her out of office. Figure it out. South Carolina. Elin says, to be honest, I'll take this over Maya any day of the week. I did not watch the Taking Care of Maya trial, so I barely know what's going on there. Mary Jane says, also Becky needs to go to jail. Right. They need to do something with her. Henry Smith says, Poot asked to bring back juror Z to ask her if she felt pressured by both the other jurors and Becky Hill. Judge Toll denied that request. He should have asked to begin with, right? Because that would have stuck their case. I was influenced by her. But the thing is, she said I was more pressured by the jurors. So even if she was slightly influenced by those words, which I don't know how, I'm pretty sure the jurors in the jury room was like, girl, he's guilty. What are you doing? Versus the clerk, although inappropriate, oh yeah, watch his behavior. That's kind of common sense to me. Let me know what y'all think. Cardova 82 says, in BA, I agree, but she admits to talking to jurors. So in my book, that is a confession. She is. I mean, yeah, well, she got on the stand. She did lie. She did lie and say, no, she didn't. And then her book says, yes, I did. I'm OJ if I did it. She's like, if I did it. Henry Smith says, seeing Becky Hill squirm when asked questions about her book made me feel sick. I didn't get the chance to watch it. I saw that it was going on, but with doing 9-to-5 work, TikTok, and YouTube, my brain just needs a rest sometimes. I'm always doing something. So I didn't watch it. Do I want to watch it? Now I'm like intrigued. Okay. Elin says to Mary Jane, she just used literary ease, no biggie. Equality says to Cheryl C. I think so too. I think the last juror can't remember the letter. Seems sus too. Like Becky Hill didn't talk to me. Then no, I didn't hear her talk to anyone. Okay, MV says, I still think Becky Hill should be under investigation and having her pay for what she did. But I agree with Justice Toll making the decision not to that no new trial is needed. And so they will have to review it on abuse of discretion. And if and the thing is they're going to say, well, she's the one on the bench. She reviewed the whole court docket. She interviewed the witnesses. She interviewed the jurors, and she found that there should be no new trial. The court is likely gonna lean in her favor. Are they gonna go through 6 weeks of testimony? She said she did. Is the appellate court is gonna say, oh, let us do it too? Probably not. Probably not. So it's gonna appeal. Like we said, that's gonna take years. Then he's gonna appeal the verdict. That's gonna take years, right? So it's gonna be a mess. I think that she is under investigation by 2 entities. So at least that part's going forward. Small says, if you're just coming in, don't forget to hit the like button to help finesse the algorithm. Yes, of course. Thank you for the reminder. If you have not already, please do hit the like button. We are officially at 33 likes. Our goal for the stream is 50 likes, so make sure to hit the like button. Cheryl C says the equality. I believe her at first, then Poot's antic made me sus. Jersey's email asking to change/add her testimony after she spoke to her attorney, very sus to me. Her attorney is Poot's pal. I mean, are we surprised with these kind of things? Elin says the article missed a lot. I'm sure it did. I just didn't have time to go through it. I thought I had time to go through it, but y'all, we still have to do Brandi Glanville's case. And her case is like 55 pages long as well. So I didn't have time to go through it. Kimmy helped me gather the documents. So maybe I do need to do a pre-recorded on everything that was said, but are we like too late to cover something like that? Kimmy, let me know your thoughts on that. Elin says Becky lied to that judge's face about egg juror, and the judge knew it. The judge said the clerk had a credibility problem. Yes, she did. But the court didn't find that she did not talk to the jurors. They just found that the clerk did not sway majority of the jurors' opinions. But also you need all of them to vote. So shoot, I don't know. Elin says to Kimmy Locker, 3 different jurors said they heard Hill make the comments. Hill said the court reporter, previous judge, and a juror all lied, and she never did anything inappropriate. Elin said she never read parts of her book, but she's the one who recorded the audiobook. She read every word out loud on the recording. Henry Smith says the trial was originally scheduled for 3 weeks. The financial crimes made it last longer because they added in that information. So you think if they take out the financial crimes, then it'll be shorter? Potentially. Mary Jane says the other clerk was funny and I was like, because there's like a V, it didn't separate. Tanya D says, I think Poot messed up by asking to have her read the affidavit when she already answered questions to get a new trial. Poot was pooting. MB says the Cardova 82. Yeah, but I don't believe anything in her book. So no confession for me. I think she made most of it up. Afterthought, the whole thing for her was she wanted to be important. She wanted to write a book. She's been talking about it for years at this point. She wants to write a book. She needs that guilty plea. Saying to watch his behavior, I mean, that wouldn't sway me. Would that sway you? I feel like that's obvious that that's what they're supposed to be doing. I could be wrong. Cheryl C says election for Becky Hill's position is later this year. Good, get her out of there. She's not that smart. Equality says Cheryl C. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, Poot doesn't seem the most honest guy either. No, absolutely not. Elin says you run for re-election, but other people can then run as well too, or they have to do the re-election first. And I'm not in politics. If y'all can't tell, I'm not into politics. And then you start bringing other states things. I don't know what's going on. Okay. MB says Becky Hill should really have to get some kind of punishment, in my opinion. She is under investigation still, so they may, lock her up. She can be in there with Murdaugh at this point. Just go share a cell, be cellmates. Okay, y'all are coming in with the chats. I'm like not clearing these at all. Keelan says Becky's son was arrested for wiretapping related to this case. She can be arrested. She got a lot going on. She sounds like a criminal to me. She sounds like a criminal. Henry Smith says the investigation will discredit Becky Hill. Nobody will want to vote for a liar and a fraud. The fact that this case even went forward, I hope people don't vote for her again. I feel like you would have to be living under a rock in South Carolina if you didn't hear of this and see that this is going on and still vote for her. Hella Swanky says, and to become an official member to the Bree Hive, dropping the link. Thank you very much, y'all. I tried to drop the link for my post on the members live stream and I could not get it to do it. So thank you and shout out to Hella Swanky for doing that for us. Equality says, I agree. She's shady AF. Cheryl C says to Elin, exactly. She read the book at least once. Maybe she wasn't taking in the words she was reading out. Mary Jane says South Carolina is nuts. It is. It for sure is. Equality says the only person I liked was Rhonda. Elin says Becky leaked evidence. She was charging people a fee for visiting the courthouse and getting permit. What? Now I have to go back into it. And I don't have time, but now I feel like I have to go back and look at it. Not you selling tickets. You're selling tickets to the trial, ma'am? Baby Meatball says I loved Rhonda. Something with politics, there's always some corrupt stuff going on. Mary Jane said, yeah, Rhonda was great. Equala says she was acting like she owned the courthouse. Yeah, you selling tickets. Yeah. Ella Swanky says, also, reminder, if you hit the share button and copy the link, it counts as a share even if you don't post it. Do it for Bossy, please, and thank you. Thank you very much for the reminder. But I mean, like, if you copy the link, share it. Thank you for that reminder. Elin says they waited because the publication of the book prompted people to come forward. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Just Me MD says her actions still cause the jury to be compromised to protect due process. He should receive another trial at the same time. I understand the judge wanting to protect the jury process. Yes, definitely. The question is, are they going to find an abuse of discretion? That's going to be the question. And she went through the transcript and she interviewed the jurors. And a lot of times they say, well, I wasn't there. The appellate court, I wasn't there. She said she looked at it. She said she interviewed. This is what came out in the transcript. So, yeah, no abuse of discretion. Cheryl C says to Tanya D, I agree. When he asked for her to read the affidavit, he opened it up for the judge to ask questions about her previous statements. When he asked to take back that request, though, Cardova 82 says about Juror Z feeling pressure by other jurors is part of the deal. Take it from someone that has been a juror for 4 times. Yeah, it is a part of the deal. Mary Jane says they gotta move the trial to like the furthest corner of the U.S. They have to get out of South Carolina. They have to get out of there. Equality says I like the one prong to discussion. It's interesting. Or are you talking about my live stream? Thank you. EB says, I think a new trial wouldn't have been fair, and I think denying a new trial was preserving the justice system. I am convinced that Alex Pooh and co. Love it. Alex Pooh and co. Have gotten to jurors, in my opinion, are the most shady. And I feel like that was like the crux of his life. His life is literally, in my opinion, based on the evidence that came out, based on all the documentaries that have come out, they are constantly bribing people. Like, it's like a part of their genes, the Murdaughs. And this is my opinion, Alex Murdaugh. It feels like they're just always bribing people. So I'm not surprised if they are. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Kimmy, for in the back channel. Upside Down says his family influence for decades. Hey to Tanya D, good to see you, girl. Happy to have you back, Upside Down. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were just, they're bribing people. Remember the what's her name, Mallory Beach, and trying to convince the other kid that he was driving the boat when it was his son driving the boat? Not Megan Thee Stallion driving the boat? No. Just Me MD says, I agree, but I agree. He does still have a huge influence on the town, from the lowest criminals to the Senate floor to the county clerks. Cardova 82 says, yes, those dudes are so shady. And the other thing is, if he has an influence, she wants to write a book. Who's to say she was not, influenced by Murdaugh to go tell the jurors, hey, look how guilty he is. Look how guilty he is, while she's getting a kickback from Murdaugh. Anybody think of that? They may have put her up to it. Allegedly, in my opinion. Okay. Equality says the baby meatballs and Mary Jane. Rhonda seemed honest and funny. Haha. Now I feel like I have to go back and watch it. Cheryl C says, I've heard several excerpts about the book, but I'm not giving that woman any money. That's how I feel about Tasha K in her interview with about Kevin Hart. Elin says, Becky's grandpa and Alex's grandpa were co-defendants in the Colleton County whiskey conspiracy. Murdaugh was the only one who walked long-standing family feud. I was thinking maybe he was paying her off. So that's good information. Elin, thank you for that. Henry Smith says, someone in Murdaugh family is paying his legal bill. Yeah, it has to be. MB says, I think getting a new trial make the whole system look very weak. That a few comments by a person like Becky Boo, that everyone said they didn't care what she said. The system have a big Achilles heel. And the thing is, they do. He just has so much influence there. They're either going to have to get out of that county or get out of that state to figure out how to get him convicted. But my thing is, like, would I be surprised if he was pulling the strings, or like even just getting under Becky's skin, glaring at her during the trial? I don't know what could have been happening, but shoot. I don't know how I feel about it. Y'all got the comments coming in. I'm gonna have to move on to Brandy in just a little bit, or into the Bravo lawsuit in just a little bit, because we're coming up on the hour mark, and y'all are being so wonderful coming in with all the comments, all the interaction on the live stream. Definitely appreciate it. But I do have to jump into the next case. So I'm gonna read a couple of more of the comments. Then we're gonna look at the poll that Kimmy posted, which looks almost even. Okay, no, it's not even. And then we'll jump into the Bravo lawsuit. And if we have to circle the block and come back to this and really look at the statements that were made and the evidence that was attached, and if I have to watch the trial or the hearing, then I'll have to do that. So I guess we'll do a vote on the community tab to see if we want a breakdown or just a full live stream of going through the Murdaugh drama. This hearings drama, actually. So let's go ahead and zoom through this. Cheryl C says, oh, I think Alex Murdaugh has millions stashed away somewhere. I don't think South Carolina will ever find it, though. I would not be surprised on that. Henry Smith says other jurors corroborated Jersey's testimony. And I don't think the judge is saying she didn't say it. I think she's saying she did say it. It just didn't sway the jurors. Because to me, those particular statements, I mean, the whole selling tickets and stuff, that makes her a little bit more guilty to me. But I will have to look into it a little bit more. He's got nothing but time and money. Ema says, I don't think he pulled the triggers. MB says, I think Poot and Co played Becky Hill like a fiddle. I think they were behind the Facebook post. I think Becky is so easily manipulated due to her need to be so important, be the one that knew it all. That's where I'm at. I'm like, something they played a... These are all allegations and speculations, okay? Just Me MD says, also, I'm sure this is not the first time she has influenced a jury or in some form or fashion. And a few jurors were watching the hearing from their cell phones while sequestered. Not good. Cheryl C says, oh, I don't want a new trial unless it is decided by the appellate court that Hill's comments affected one of the jurors' votes. Then I think he needs to get a new trial, as painful as it would be. And that's the thing. It's the justice system. Even if he does get a new trial, some court clerk, not court clerk, no, let it not be a court clerk. Some judge found that there was some abuse of discretion and that he should have a new trial. Do we want to sit through it again? No. But will we sit through it again? Yes. And hopefully they find him just as guilty. But I mean, at that point, to do a new trial in the same county, I don't know. I feel like they got to take it out of South Carolina. I feel like they do. Henry Smith says, watch the hearing in sections and at 1.25 speed. There's a lot of repetition in questioning the jurors. I'll probably watch it at 2, if possible. 2 times speed. Elin says Judge Toll said there were 2 competing standards for retrial, and she was choosing the more stringent to let the appeal court decide. So it's possible they overturn this decision. That is very possible. MB says, I think Juror Z was under intimidation and pressure from Poot, just as the alternate. Yeah, that is true. Henry Smith says it was hilarious hearing the judge and lawyers use Egg Juror as an official name. Is that what they named him? Mary Jane says Egg Lady wasn't even allowed to testify. She might have looked like an egg and they couldn't just call her an egg and she looked like an egg. Mary Jane says Poot's corrupt as the rest of them. There is the old boys club. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. MB says she sounds like the town gossip who wanted to feel as she was the person everyone turned to. Her psychological profile seemed quite easy. Geez, are we doing an analysis? Looking at her actions from the need to be important is the key. Sheila says, Bree, you have to make the time for this BS. At this point, I do. Jeez, I be just wanting to rest sometimes though, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. Upside Down says a lot of holes to fall into these days. It's a marketed product at this point. It's what it's feeling like, right? Mary Jane says we need Becky Hill movie. No, we don't. We do not want that. Sheila says Becky talked about how her and Alex's grandpa made moonshine together. They all knew too much about each other, and whether they were on the same team or against each other, there was something at play, right? MB says I have always thought they set her up for it. They played her like a fiddle. She was an easy mark. That's what it's feeling like. It's either they paid her to do it or they, like you said, use the emails and Facebooks and everything to do it to her. MV said she called herself Becky Boo in a few emails. Oh, I was like, that was funny. Cheryl C says, we're even staying on topic. We are staying on topic. I appreciate everyone. MB says Becky wanted to be the one everyone turned to from the seat people. Some places in the gallery made people pass the line. She was the popular kid who suddenly had power and got into the in crowd. Yeah, that's what it sounds like from the comments. Like I said, I haven't had the opportunity to watch the whole thing yet, but you guys are bringing in some pretty good insight. Elin says Egg Juror was dismissed from services and asked to retrieve her eggs, therefore Egg Juror. Oh my God. Cheryl C says, if you watch the hearing back, 1.5 works well. The judge and Poot go back and forth several times. 2 times is too fast for those parts. Okay. Okay. I'll have to set aside how long. I mean, y'all maybe don't know it off the top of your head. Depending on how long it is, I could probably get it done over the weekend. Equality says Bree probably reads most comments in all of Law 2's community. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube lately, so no, I haven't. Upside Down says best chat, attentive, knowledgeable, sticks to. Oh, I read all of the chats. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I was like, no, I haven't been watching their chats. Upside Down says best chat, attentive, knowledgeable, sticks to subjects and adds information and asks key questions. Thank you, chat. Yes, definitely appreciate it. Kimmy Locker says I unstarred a bunch of chats since we've got to move on, but Bree Hive chat is 100% the best. Yes, of course. Thank you, Kimmy, for helping me out. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Love the chat. You guys have been super engaged and I definitely appreciate it. You guys brought a lot of information to me and potentially picked our next topic on the channel to kind of deep dive into, which might be like a little series for us to do like a deep dive. So I'm going to try to watch the hearing, and then also look at some of the evidence, maybe work with Kimmy if Kimmy has time to put together a PowerPoint to go through it on one live stream dedicated to Alex Murdaugh. You guys have been wonderful going through this chat, but we're going to have to move on to our next case. But before we do that, we know we have to see our pet bee. And we have to go through the poll. Kimmy put up a poll for us saying, are you interested in Alec Baldwin's case? 53% says yes. Woo. Do we have enough time on the docket to cover all of this? Or are we about to blow this channel up and make more live streams than I'm really prepared to do? I don't know. We might have to stuff some live streams in here. 29% yes, but not the arraignment. So, okay. And then 18% says no. I don't want to hear about this case. So we are probably going to cover it. Sorry to the no. Sorry to the no's. We'll probably talk about the arraignment on Thursday. We'll do our deep dive into Lauren the Mortician and Jeanette Braun, and then we'll probably move on to this Alex Murdaugh stuff for next week. And then any new lawsuits that are coming out, there's not really that many interesting lawsuits popping out. So I guess it's good that we're in a little time frame where we can kind of go back and deep dive on some topics. So we're going to cover Alec Baldwin, whether we like it or not. It's going to be fun. Don't worry. Excuse me. So let me go ahead and have our bee come back. And I have to set my screens back up because I completely changed my setup to do that. Okay. And then we want to go to Bravo's complaint, which is also very, very long. But Kimmy also gave me a new one, which I have. Oh, no, you gave me a link, huh? Okay. Kimmy gave me a link. Let me pull that one up. Okay, and then I'm gonna download it because those are easier to work through. All right, and then we're gonna pop you. Come on, pop you back over here. Pop you back over there. Oh no, that's not the downloaded one. Give me a moment, y'all. We are struggling, but we are here now. So boom. All right, we're ready. We are ready to share the screen. Boom, there we are. So does not look like anything on my screen from what y'all can see, but we have a Supreme Court of the state of New York, County of New York. That was a lot. And they call their lower courts the Supreme Court and their higher court the Superior Court, which is like backwards for most states. So this is not something that's been appealed. This is at the first trial court level. So that's a little fun fact for those of you that care or didn't know. Okay, we have Caroline Manzo, who I did not know who the heck she was. I started reading through this and I was like, oh, she's on New Jersey. I have not watched The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I definitely didn't watch this little girls trip thing that this case is about. So I have no idea who she is. I have no idea what she even looks like. I know Brandi Glanville because I watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she is a character. If you watch this show, the Beverly Hills version, Brandy's character is off the, I guess it's not her character, it's her. She's off the chain. And so this case does have a trigger warning for SA. That is what the case is about. But it also, I felt like I was reading a erotica novel or something. So if any of that makes your tummy scream or whatever it is, this case, it's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. So if you're not into all the sexy time kind of situations, you might not want to watch this part of the stream, although I would love for you to stay here. And again, trigger warning for SA. Let's jump into it. She is suing Bravo Media and all the other production companies that go with them. Where are we at? Okay, there was like a little summary. She's suing them. Defendants, including Bravo, regularly ply the Real Housewife cast with alcohol, cause them to become severely intoxicated, and then encourage, and or allow them to sexually harass other cast members because that is good for ratings. Plaintiff Caroline Manzo is a victim of those harmful actions. This lawsuit seeks to hold defendants accountable for their unlawful conduct and hopefully discourage defendants from continuing to sacrifice their cast members' safety for their own ratings and profits. These are some of the statements that Brandi Glanville made. The producers ask you to do something and then you get in trouble for it. The producers need to follow the rules. Producers may not shove the alcohol down our throats, but they sure do encourage it, even in Morocco during the day where it's illegal to drink. They had pretty sure told me to rip his shirt off. I was doing what I was told. Brandy is, I spelled her name wrong. God dang. In the caption of the live stream, I gotta fix that. Hi. Okay. So I'm going to read a part of this introduction because it's long as heck, but I think the top portion of it is important. So, introduction, this case about Bravo Media LLC and other defendants' decision is selfishly sacrifice the safety and well-being of plaintiff Caroline Manzo for their own ratings and profits. Since the inception in early 1990s, reality television has been linked to negative effects on participant safety, emotional health, and welfare. For example, there has been at least 38 unalivings of people's selves. So when you unalive yourself, stemming from actions and inactions by producers and networks of reality television show. Despite knowledge, reality television producers and networks care more about their ratings and advertising revenue than they do about the safety of the participants. So I think that was a good introduction for them to start off with, just letting the court know that not only are they putting the people in dangerous situations, but it is affecting people's mentality. It goes on to say that there was one person that unalived themselves, and Bravo still decided to air the season a couple of weeks after this person unalived themselves, probably due to the pressure of the show. Don't know if that's really what happened here, but yes. Sorry, but the person for sure unalived themselves, and they still aired the season, and they got more traction in the season by airing it. So I'm not going to go through the parties because we don't really care about any of that other than Brandy, because they're not suing her directly. They're suing the business, basically like vicarious liability. They know that Brandy was wild, so why do you keep putting her on the show? Okay. They are the producers of the Real Housewives franchise and also the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which is the show that Brandy and this Caroline lady was on together. The case involves SH and assault committed by Glanville against Manzo. Around December 2022, Manzo signed a contract and agreed to be on the show. Okay, we're going to kind of skip through that. This is just about the talent agreement to be on the show. And then let's see, just kind of establishing the defendants here. And then jurisdiction and venue, I don't really care. There's another arbitration clause. I skipped over this part earlier. The ending forced arbitration for SA and X harassment. So they can bring this case because it is something that's not protected by arbitration. Let's see. I don't really care about the arbitration stuff or the agreement stuff. So let's scroll on by. Let's get into what happened. Did I scroll too far? No. Okay. All right. So let's get to the trip. We're going to get to the facts of the case. So Brandi Glanville and Caroline Manzo both participated on this show. On day one, they basically arrive, they get in a van, they go to their house, right? Whatever. They have breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Second day, they also have breakfast and go to lunch. The third day is where things get cracking, okay? We got Brandy, we got Manzo. We are looking at January 24th, 2023, a year ago. Manzo and the castmates started the day with a traditional Moroccan breakfast. On Tuesday, Manzo and the castmates went to Souk, where they were to meet a local female Moroccan chef at a spice shop. Glanville, we get into the mess. Glanville At the chef's home, Glanville behavior became crude, rude, disrespectful, and sexually harassing. Glanville began making lewd gestures and sexual comments. In one of her comments, Glanville compared a vegetable to a male reproductive organ part, stating that peppers look like this word. Okay. Glanville was also peeling a strawberry with a potato peeler, and the chef of the house tried to explain that the peeler was not to peel a strawberry. Glanville yelled at this woman in her own home as follows. I know. Let's see. I got to get my cussing out. Oh, she said, I know this is what I want to do. So she wants to peel a strawberry with a potato peeler. And she's cussing out the chef about it. Manzo objected to Glanville's offensive sexual comments. Okay, stop scrolling. Okay, Manzo objected to Glanville's offensive sexual comments. Manzo told Glanville that her behavior was and disrespect for this chef in her own home was appalling. Manzo further stated that Glanville's sexually offensive behavior cast Americans and American women in a derogatory light. So she's basically like, you're embarrassing us. Glanville yelled at Manzo, shut up. This is my vacation. I'll do what the I want. Okay, we got the censor going today. It's a lot of cuss words coming out of Brandy's mouth. On Tuesday evening, January 24th, Manzo and the castmates went back to the villa where they would be filming an evening shoot and were to be entertained by belly dancers and enjoy festive Moroccan dinner. Manzo walked into the set and she basically could see that everyone was drunk. She tried to be nice to Brandy and it just kind of went on. Manzo approached the bar to have a drink. Immediately, Manzo noticed that the castmates were drinking and some of the castmates appeared intoxicated. Throughout the trip, the other housewives would frequently comment on Manzo that she had large boobs, or I guess I could say breast, right? Cast members asked Manzo if her boobs are fake. I don't know. I like the word boobs over breasts, so sorry. Later that evening, Tuesday, January 21st, 2023, Manzo and her castmates retreated to a couch near the bar to watch a snake handler, clearly intoxicated, Glanville, Brandy, walked over to Manzo, spread Manzo's legs, and leaned into Manzo. She then laid her head on Manzo's inner thigh. Manzo pulled away and moved to the end of the couch. Awkward. And I'm wondering, was this all aired? Who watches this show? Do you know if this was all aired? Manzo is 5 feet tall in height compared to Glanville, who is close to 6 feet. Exerting her dominance over Manzo, Glanville followed Manzo and sat right next to Manzo on the couch. Glanville proceeded to kiss Manzo with a closed mouth. Glanville then kissed Manzo again. Manzo was very uncomfortable. Glanville then proceeded to mount Manzo on the couch, holding Manzo down with her body forcibly, squeezed Manzo's cheeks together, and thrust her tongue into Manzo's mouth while humping her. So it's starting to get a little bit explicit. This is where we're getting into the essay and the explicit and the raunchiness of this show, apparently, which is completely ridiculous. I'm thinking I'm reading something about like 20-year-old girls. These ladies are 50 plus or 40s plus, I would say. And this is the kind of things that they're engaging in. Manzo tried to push Glanville off of her body. However, Glanville was restraining Manzo with her much greater weight and size and strength and was unable to free her. So she basically calling her large, and she was not strong enough to get her off of her. Eventually, Manzo was finally able to break free from Glanville. Manzo, distraught, scared, and confused, got up from the couch. She went over to hold one of the snakes in order to distract herself from the assault that had just occurred. Manzo tried to remain as calm as she could, all the while trying to comprehend what had just happened to her. So she's on this trip, day 3 of this trip. I don't know how long the season is supposed to last, but they're on day 3 of this trip. And Brandy not only cussed her out early in the day, but then she started to like sexually harass her when they got back to the apartment or the villa. I'm just like, how does this even happen? You cussed her out for one, and then now you're trying to be her girlfriend? I'm just like, I'm confused. So yeah, I see Tanya D saying, "What in the world?" Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, what even provoked this? It goes on to say that Menzo was SA'd when she was 7, and all of this kind of brought back that experience from her for her. She went to the bathroom to wash her hands. And then guess who follows her into the bathroom? It just keeps getting worse. Brandy then follows her into the bathroom. And I don't know why Manzo didn't leave the bathroom. This golly green giant has been following her around. You probably should leave and try to get out of there. But apparently she wasn't able to get back out of there. And then what does Brandy do? She reaches around her with her long arms. Well, let me read it. As Manzo stood at the sink washing her hands, Glanville entered the bathroom and came behind Manzo, forced her vagina against Manzo's buttocks, breast against Manzo's back, wrapped her long arms around Manzo, forcefully restraining her, and began washing her hands with Manzo's hands entwined. Immediately, Manzo tried to exit the bathroom. The bathroom door was locked. Glanville pinned Manzo's body against the door. Glanville pressed her breast and vagina against Manzo. Manzo tried to unlock the door but could not get out. Glanville repeatedly hit Manzo's hand away from the door lock. Glanville then reached around Manzo's body and then grabbed and forcefully fondled Manzo's. I missed this part. Fondled her vagina and breast aggressively. At the same time, Glanville pushed her face into Manzo's neck in order to kiss her. I don't like. From inside the bathroom, Manzo cries, "Help, help, help." No one ever came to help her. This is insane. Like, I skimmed this. Oh my gosh. So this is like real SA. Yes, Jolly Green Giant. She's calling her a very large woman. This sounds like a man on a woman, but I'm sorry. I'm a little bit taller than 5'4". Me and Brandy would have just been fighting. Like, ain't no way I'm going to sit here and let this happen. I mean, but at the same time, I would probably try to fight a man and get myself killed. So I don't know if I'm the best person to give Miss Manzo some advice, but yeah, we would have to fight. Brandy, we would have to fight. Okay. You're weird. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You cussed her out and now you're trying to get something from her? What's going on? Let's get back into it. Defendant's producers are listening to the interaction on audio and even send up one of the producers to the bathroom to investigate, but they never opened the door. Manzo was visibly shaken, was finally let out of the bathroom after housewife of New York, Alex McCurd, saw what was happening and unlocked the bathroom door so Manzo could leave. Where was the lock on the door? Inside or outside? After the sexual assault, Manzo, clearly shaken, tried to gather herself together, all while thinking to herself, "You are here to do your job, and proceeded to the dining room." My job would have been fighting that day. Sorry, it would have been fighting. At the dinner table, as Manzo was trying to regain her composure, defendant employee Glanville screamed across the table to the crew member producer named Laser, and who is a married man, and said, "I want to you." What is wrong with this girl? Like, her, and the crazy part of it is that this is not far from Brandy's behavior and what it has been years of her being on the show. And they're going to get to some of her behavior throughout the show as well. So Manzo proceeded to get up from the table to use the bathroom. Once again, girl, don't go to the bathroom with Brandy around. Glanville tried to go into the bathroom twice that night again with Manzo. Glanville said, "I'm going with you. You had too much to drink." Manzo stated she was not intoxicated and that she was fine. Glanville started massaging Manzo's breast, and Manzo objected, telling Glanville, "I think it's time for you to leave." Manzo stated, "I got abused." At one point, Eva, another cast member, stated Brandy is over accosting and she wants it to stop, referring to Manzo. Defendant continued filming plaintiff throughout, even though she was in distress from the sexual assault. On Tuesday evening, January 24th, after the sexual assault, Manzo returned to her villa and immediately called and texted her husband and children to tell them about the SA and had that had occurred with Glanville that evening. On Tuesday evening, January 21st, Manzo was visited by two production heads from defendant Lisa Shannon and Shanae Humphrey. Immediately, they asked what happened in the bathroom. Manzo began to sob and explain what happened. Manzo also requested not to be left alone with Glanville again. Manzo was scared for her safety and well-being. That is insane. This is completely insane. I'm sorry, Brandy. We would have had to fight. But yeah, I would have had to leave. But like we talked about on the Love is Blind thing, if they leave, then they're threatened with being fined with thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, for not continuing the show. But one thing that I do see on reality shows is people throwing glass cups at people's heads. I see people fighting. So apparently that's not left out of the contract. Apparently we can fight. So maybe they're not allowed to fight, but on the reality TV shows that I watch, they fight. And so we would have just had to fight at that point. And the crazy part about this, like, we read these lawsuits about SA with men, the rappers, the singers, SA, and there's no video evidence of this, no audio recording of this. This was probably aired on TV, hence why we have direct quotes. Okay, I can't imagine, and then all the other girls are just sitting there. No one's stopping her. This is not a private situation like the cases that we read on this channel. This is like producers there, cast members there, all of these people there, and no one's doing anything. Brandy would have got jumped. By the Beehive, you would have got jumped, Brandy. No. On the morning of Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, Manzo received a text message from Glanville saying, "I'm sorry I made you feel uncomfortable." Manzo did not respond. Manzo and her castmates were scheduled to film a Moroccan desert. Manzo and her castmates proceeded to travel to the desert without Glanville, who arrived many hours later. During the ride to the desert, Manzo was extremely quiet, reflecting on the assault, and began quietly crying. One of the producers in the van handed Manzo a tissue. During the afternoon, Manzo and her castmates proceeded to take a yoga class, eat lunch, and have a camel ride followed by dinner. Despite Manzo's request that she not have to be in Glanville's presence, Glanville was at lunch with Manzo. Additionally, Glanville was also at the camel rides with Manzo. This made Manzo extremely uncomfortable. After camel rides, Manzo noticed Glanville complaining, telling the other castmate that Manzo had accused her of SA. I mean, but did you SA her? Yes, you did. You definitely SA'd her. I don't know how we can get around that. I don't know how you're trying to get around that, but you definitely SA'd her. I'm sorry. Manzo sat at dinner that evening, shaking uncontrollably with severe emotional distress due to the fact that production would be addressing the group regarding Glanville's behavior. Manzo and her castmates spent the night in the desert. Manzo was advised that Glanville was being removed from the desert and the villa property immediately and would be staying in a hotel nearby. Okay, finally, you finally do something, producers. During this time, Housewives of New York, Alex McCurd, who is a psychologist, tried to help Manzo cope with her emotional distress. Defendant employee Lisa Shannon and Shanae Humphrey asked Manzo to meet with Glanville. They told Manzo that the acts committed by Glanville were just her way of showing Manzo love, as per Glanville. I mean, I got friends and none of them have groped me. Okay? That's not how you show love. Despite the fact that Manzo was so emotionally distraught, and despite the fact that Manzo asked not to be around Glanville, defendants still wanted Manzo to meet with Glanville. Defendants were more focused on the continuation of the show rather than the health and well-being of Manzo after she was SA'd. On day 5, January 26, Manzo returned to the villa and was called by investigators from the defendant NBC. Manzo was also expected to attend a spa day at the villa with others, but was so distraught she did not take part. Manzo then reminded defendants of the filming itinerary and that she was scheduled to cook a meal for her castmates. Manzo began prepping the meal. Manzo felt overwhelmed and wanted to address the situation regarding Glanville. So they could all move forward. Housewives of Atlanta, Phaedra Parks and Eva Marcel began interrogating Manzo, which made Manzo feel very uncomfortable. Manzo was unable to cook due to her emotional distress, which was compounded by Phaedra and Eva's hostility. Now they're being hostile. Manzo went back to her room. She received text messages from some of the housewives that they were going to visit Glanville at her hotel a half hour away. It is believed that defendants were filming the other housewives going to visit Glanville. Manzo was disgusted at how Glanville's SA of Manzo and its aftermath was being used for entertainment purposes. Additionally, and unbelievably, the night defendants allowed Glanville to spend time with the other housewives, thereby placing them at risk of being SH'd or assaulted by Glanville. Defendant had a complete lack of care for the rights and safety of others. Moreover, defendants continued to film Manzo and video record her experience in order to profit from entertainment of Manzo's SA. I mean, I get it. I do get it, but you're on a show. So if you're still there, they're going to film you. Why didn't you go to the hotel? I know you want to be a part of the show, but now you're complaining that they're filming your experience on the show. You know, so if you don't want to be on the show, it's probably time to leave and then, you know, bring your lawsuit. But to sit there and say, oh, I'm going through something emotionally, but I'm going to stay on the show, but I'm going to be mad that you're filming me. I mean, I would have asked if I could go to a different hotel. I think they did a good job in getting Brandy out of there, but then the complaint, she should have basically just asked to go home at that point instead of saying, okay, I'm staying here for the purpose of the job, but I don't want you to film me, which is the job. So I think that's an interesting point that she's making. Additionally, defendants and producers Lisa Shannon and Shanae Humphrey tried to convince Manzo to meet up with Glanville after Manzo was visibly distraught. She could not bear the torture perpetuated by Glanville anymore. On Friday, January 28th, Manzo flew home. Yes. Good job. Good job. I'm happy that she got out of there. I'm happy that she went home so she doesn't have to deal with it anymore. I think that was the best move for her to get her out of there. Even all the way to the airport to the very last opportunity, defendants filmed Manzo in hopes of gathering more drama to increase their ratings, and which was in retaliation of plaintiff's complaint. In addition to the acts stated above, Glanville committed the following further acts of SA and harassment against Manzo: groping Manzo's breast, placing herself directly against Manzo's genital area, Glanville forcefully holding Manzo down on the sofa while humping Manzo and blocking Manzo's escape with her large body. With her large body is wild. With her large body in retaliation to that of Manzo, all while on the other cast members was yelling, "Get her, Brandy." Wow, they said, "Get her, Brandy." Not good. Defendants further retaliated against plaintiff by using plaintiff's objection to SA to continue filming her for more television drama, and also continue to encourage Glanville to SA plaintiff for the same reason. Substantial punitive damages are warranted because defendants encouraged the above unlawful conduct and because defendants had overwhelming prior notice of Glanville's SH behavior prior to this trip. Below are some examples. So then they're going to get into some of the other inappropriate things that Brandy has done, along with screenshots, and we're going to have a very special guest appearing in some of the screenshots, so hopefully you guys appreciate it because Kimmy worked really hard on it. So thank you, Kimmy. Thank Kimmy in advance for all her hard work on the photo shopping that is going to be in some of the pictures on the on these photos that are included in the complaint. So let's go on in. Previously, during season 2 of Defendants Bravo's Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, Glanville SH towards her castmates. Let's see, season 2, episode 17. Glanville did SA harass Beverly Hills housewife Adrienne Maloof by trying to make out with her without consent. Why does she want to kiss so many people? Like, I don't know. I have never, and Whether you like girls, you don't like girls, you like boys, whatever. I have never gone to any event with my friends, whether they be male or female, and just decided I would like to kiss you. And so I am going to forcefully kiss you. The only person that I forcefully kiss is my husband. And I know when to stop, okay? But just going out and forcefully kissing your friends, like, that's some behavior that needs to be corrected for sure. I'm not trying to laugh at the situation, but I just can't fathom how every time she goes out, she has to forcefully kiss someone. Or not every time she goes out, but there's so many of these incidences of her forcefully kissing people, and that just has never crossed my mind. I don't know if that makes me normal or what, but it just seems like very, very strange behavior. Tiny D is seeing, when did this happen? This was at the beginning of last year, so January 2023 is when that happened. These are some new allegations between September 5th, 2011 and April 2015. So these are some old allegations, I meant to say. Let's see here. Where are we at? Okay, so she wanted to make out with her. Glanville told Adrian's husband, Paul, I tried to make out with your wife, but I don't think she wanted to. You think? Maloof's husband told Glanville, I wouldn't want you kissing my wife. Like, why would I want you to kiss my wife? That's so weird. Previously, during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Glanville did SA housewife Lisa Vanderpump's husband Ken by hugging and pawing at him, with housewife Lisa Vanderpump telling Glanville, get off my husband. Why are you messing with people? So this is Brandy and Ken. I mean, I don't know if that, I guess if you don't want to be touched, then yeah, it is SH. But my girl is about to get off my man. What are you doing? Get off my man. Okay, then Glanville did racially discriminate against housewife Joyce Gerard, telling her, you're a black person. First of all, this is about SA, so why are we bringing up racism? And telling somebody they're a black person? Okay, she said, you're a black person, as if this were some sort of reason why she did not or could not swim. I mean, that's a stereotype. Oh, I guess there's a court case on it. A protected class or other protected persons. But this is a SA lawsuit. Her being racist does not necessarily mean she has a propensity to be sexually harassing. And I personally wouldn't take offense. That's like a well-known stereotype that everyone says black people can't swim. So whatever. Okay, and then Glanville did racially discriminate against New York housewife Gerard, saying to the bartender, fill this up for I unalive a Puerto Rican. Okay, that's a little bit extreme. All righty. And then we have, she SA'd unwilling Beverly Housewives or Beverly Hills, Carlton Jiba Elizabeth, saying, I'm going to MOLESTU. While trying to pull Carlton into bed with her, Carlton pulled herself away from Glanville and told Glanville, get off and go to bed. So she's trying to hook up with this girl. This girl is like a girl that gets curved consistently. She's kind of creepy. She's a creep at this point. All right. Okay. TV. Come on, dude. Why do you keep skipping like that? Okay. So Glanville did SA Beverly Hills housewife Vanderpump, saying, do you want me to eat your private girl parts? While at a gathering with housewives, Lisa Vanderpump rejected the offer. Offer in quotation marks. So this is her asking, I remember this scene, asking her if she wanted her to do Lady Fellatio on her. Absolutely ridiculous. Glanville did SA Beverly Hills housewife Yolanda Hadid's husband David, saying, why do you look like you are finger banging? What? What's her problem? As Yolanda's husband played the guitar for the castmates at a house party. She's very sexual in nature and very inappropriate. I can't wait to get to y'all comments, okay? Okay, Glanville attempted to force a kiss on Beverly Hills housewife Lisa Vanderpump as Lisa was pleading, no, I don't want to do that. Leave me alone. She was always trying to kiss somebody and touch on somebody. Like, that's just not how I treat my friends. So I just can't get behind the behavior, right? A screenshot showing housewife Vanderpump pulling away from Glanville, trying to force a kiss on her, is shown below. So here she goes trying to kiss that chick. And then Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Bluestone. Imagine being the freaking lower level attorney who had to go and pull all of these screenshots of Brandy being actually abusive, okay? Yes. The behavior is alarmingly creepy. I agree with you. Let's see here. September 2021, previously on season 2 of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Bluestone Manor, Glanville was once again SH her castmates. Let's see. Glanville did SH her castmates, even Marcel and Phaedra Parks, Housewives of Atlanta. We are our Scorpios. Let's get naked. That one to me, I don't know. That one to me is not as harassing. It's like out of context. So I don't know. Just saying, let's get naked and they say no. I mean, I don't know if that's harassing. Or I guess it could be. I don't know. Okay. Defendants failed to stop or intervene in this harassing and assaulting behavior. And defendants allowed Glanville to continue to appear on their shows. To defendants, this SH behavior was helpful to their ratings, regardless of who was hurt. It was like outrageous conduct that probably did get them ratings. Glanville did say, I'm bisexual, as she hugs Eva Marcel, housewife of Atlanta, making her castmate extremely uncomfortable. Again, defendants did not stop this SH in assaulting behavior. Defendants allowed Glanville to continue to appear on their shows. Previously, during Bravo's Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Bluestone Manor in season 2, castmate and butler of Bluestone Manor, Marco Vega, was unwillingly, mentally, physically, and SA'd by Glanville. She ripped off Mr. Vega's shirt, leaving him shirtless and humiliated in front of the other classmates, telling him, earn your money, Marco. Do something. What is wrong with this lady? Like, she is out of control. So we have her ripping off this man's shirt in the middle of a girls' trip. Okay, and she ripped his shirt off, but we're not into showing that kind of stuff on my live stream. Defendant did not stop this behavior and allowed Glanville to continue to appear on the shows. Let's see here. Glanville began making SA advances and unwanted attempts at kissing housewives of New York, Vicky Gunvalson, despite Vicky repeatedly asking Glanville to stop. So we see her trying to kiss this lady. Jeez, like it just keeps going. I think that we're getting to the end and we're not there yet. We are not there yet, but it just keeps going. So, okay. By performing unwanted lap dance on her body. Hello. What's up, lady? How was your thing? I'm still streaming. Almost done? Maybe. Yeah. That's my Valentine's candy. They can hear you. Oh my gosh. We are back. Brief intermission. Let's see here. New York Vicky Gunvalson by performing an unwanted lap dance on her body, all while Glanville's dress rolled up her leg with her panties and buttocks in clear view. Vicky Gunvalson told Glanville, "I don't want a lap dance. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no. Despite these clear protests by Vicky, Glanville still continues to perform an actual lap dance on her. And I think that's where we're going to see our friend here. So yeah, that was like little butt cheeks. And our friend, our B, our B makes an appearance to block a butt. Because her dress was so short, we had to put our B here to block out her underwear that was showing, or lack thereof. I guess not. She had on a, string, if that is what you want to call it. The defendants did not stop the SA in assaulting behavior, and defendants allowed Glanville to continue to appear on their shows where she SA'd others. At all times, material defendants were aware of the unwanted harassment and retaliation and failed to take appropriate action. Manzo has a right to feel safe at work, and defendants violated that right. Defendants' action showed a willful wanton indifference for the right of Manzo. As a result of defendants' discriminatory and intolerable treatment of Manzo, suffered and continues to suffer from severe emotional distress. Because of the acts and conduct complained herein, has suffered and will continue to suffer the loss of income, bonuses, benefits, and other compensation, which such employment entails. Manzo has also suffered pecuniary losses, emotional pain, suffering, inconvenience, loss of enjoyment of life, and other non-pecuniary losses. As defendant's conduct has been malicious, willful, outrageous, and conducted with full knowledge of the law, demands punitive damages against defendants. The above are just some of the examples of the unlawful employment practices to which defendants subjected. Plaintiff claims status as an employee, and in the event she is deemed not an employee, she claims an alternative relief under all other applicable statutes and common law. Defendants hire plaintiff for a short-term fuming. In the event plaintiff is deemed an independent contractor, plaintiff may still avail herself of all applicable claims under common law, such as negligence and intentional infliction and emotional distress, as well as state human rights laws applicable to independent contractors. Okay, and then it goes into the causes of actions, which we're not going to get into because we have 79 starred chats to get through. I know that was insane. Like, this girl has got to get a grip, or maybe she needs to stop gripping people because she's out of control. I don't understand why she has this obsession with kissing people who are supposed to be her friends and employees, or not employees, but co-workers and all of these things. I don't know why she has this need to do those things. I have never gone to a party and decided, you know what, I want to kiss that random person, or maybe not even a random person. That's my friend. I would like to kiss him. I think it's a bit strange, but I'm also not that outgoing of a person. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. Is this behavior normal? I'm gonna go no. I think a lot of it is sexual harassment. Being that the racist comment was against Black people, I didn't find it to be that offensive. It's ignorant, sure, but I'm not gonna say, it's probably a little racist. It's probably a little racist, but I don't know. I just don't get easily offended by that type of stuff. But it probably, yes, it's a little racist. But either way it goes, I don't think that is relevant to the SH claims. I think she had plenty of evidence regarding the actual SA and that Brandy has done to other people and to her, to prove that Bravo and the other networks did know about these things. Okay, I'm sorry I missed that chat to read the chats before Kimmy, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna get through it. And Bossy's gonna help us. So Henry Smith says, let me go ahead and bring this over here so it's easier for me to read. Henry Smith says, Caroline Manzo is an OG Real Housewives of New Jersey. No, I believe she is. I don't watch New Jersey, so I'm not really familiar with her. Kimmy says she was. Ilan says, plying the cast with alcohol is standard reality TV since The Real World in 90s. Yeah. And also the Real Housewives also came out in the 90s too, I believe. Elin says the person who unalived themselves was a different franchise. He was abusive and depressed and an addict and in financial trouble. Seems unfair to blame Bravo for all of that. That one, the person that they listed was also on a Real Housewives show. Let me pull that back up actually. But I have reconfigured my screen. So they were talking about, I believe it was a Real Housewives Real Housewives person, but maybe I read it wrong because I was skimming. So let's share the screen. Let's see. Oh, I did not do my edges before the stream. Let's see here. Okay, so Russell Armstrong, a cast member of Bravo's network popular television show The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, committed unaliving weeks before the second season was to air. So he was on the Beverly Hills franchise of Real Housewives. I don't know him. I don't think I was watching it at that time. I think I was too young to be watching it at that time. But yeah, this particular person, because they said 38 people have already done it, but this particular person was on Real Housewives. So I don't know if we're talking about the same person because I don't know who it is. I don't know him on the Beverly Hills Housewives either. Henry Smith says, Elaine, yeah, his wife got support from the cast. So in that sense, it was Bravo's fault. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not going to comment on that. Elin says, so far, this is typical of Brandy. It's her normal behavior, but it's still so inappropriate, right? Henry Smith says, I hope Manzo wins. I think she will. Elin says, even if it wasn't aired, it's on camera. The footage is somewhere. Yeah, exactly. But I'm pretty sure this was aired. I cannot imagine them not airing this. Really? Okay, so Hannah Vega says it's not aired. Peacock keeps pushing it. I was confident that they aired it. I felt like they didn't care, but maybe they knew this lawsuit was brewing. She was probably sending them a bunch of cease and desist letters. So that would make sense that it's not aired, and I'm happy that they didn't air it. Okay, but yeah, you're right. There is footage somewhere because they filmed it. It's very unlike the cases that we normally get on this channel. Tiny D says, what in the world? Yeah, it's insane, y'all. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please do. I know this case is a little bit heavy. We are at 42 likes with 27 people watching live. So if you have not hit the like button, please do, because it does help us out in the algorithm, and we are trying to get to 50 likes this live stream. And I appreciate everyone for hanging in there with me. It's been a long live stream. Well, I guess it hasn't been that bad. It's not over 2 hours yet, but it will be. We will go over 2 hours. Let's see. Upside Down says, OMG, is she kidding me? She is not kidding anybody. This is her life at this point. Irene Calexico says, made it, caught up, and smashed the like. Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. Henry Smith says, trauma memories are no joke. Yes. So she was S8 at like 7 years old, and Brandy doing that to her apparently brought up some of those triggers. So I felt bad for her. I think they should have let her go home way before Friday. That happened on Tuesday. But also, like, don't mess up her coin. They should have still paid her as if she didn't leave, in my opinion. Hannah Vega says it was a week-long trip. Oh, only a week? I thought it would have been like longer. Henry Smith says, I'm gonna have nightmares of being trapped in a bathroom, like she trapped her in a bathroom. Irene Calexico says, Caroline must have been in shock because I would have thought she would have checked Brandy, just my opinion. I would have had to fight her. I get like it being, you don't know what to do. You're on TV. There's a bunch of people watching you, but I probably would have been in Moroccan jail. Elin says, Carolyn Manzo would hate this as far, yeah, I mean, I would hate that if that happened to me. Irene Calexico says, I was actually shocked at how allegedly awful this was. It is, and remember, y'all, this is a complaint, so it's just allegations at this point. It hasn't been proven to be true, and apparently it hasn't aired yet, so we haven't seen it. So we don't really know if it's true, but knowing Brandi Glanville from watching all of her seasons of Beverly Hills, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it's not going to surprise me. It doesn't surprise me, actually. Upside Down says some Real Housewives was bound to be arrested. Was she not already? I feel like she's been arrested. Kimmy Locker says Upside Down, multiple Real Housewives have been arrested and convicted. Brandy's not facing charges or even being sued in this case, which is surprising to me why she's not. I wonder why. Upside Down says, wow, that's shocking that she wasn't indicted. I'm surprised that several have been in cuffs. I'm surprised that several have been in cuffs. I don't watch it that often, but sometimes it's a good binge. To Kimmy Locker. Thank you, love. And the thing, a lot of their arrests are based on assaults and also financial crimes too. So there's a little tip on there. Kimmy Locker says to Upside Down, it happened in Morocco, so I don't think U.S. has jurisdiction. Didn't think about that. Yeah, you're probably right, Kimmy. The only reason New York has jurisdiction civilly is the contract they signed, which led to what happened. Yes, thank you, Kimmy, for that. Elin says, Carolyn Manzo is over 62. Like 2 as in also. Yeah, and that's what I feel like Brandy, she's either late 40s or in her 50s already too. And I was like, this seems like behavior of like 18 to 21-year-old girls going wild. That's what this sounds like. Doesn't sound like mature adults going on a girls trip. Elin says Carolyn Manzo notoriously doesn't like to fight. Yeah, I would have had to fight that. I don't fight either. Nah. People don't give me enough opportunities to fight. No, I'm just kidding. I don't fight. I'm a lawyer. I'm a good girl. But I will fight if I have to. Tanya D says, that's terrible, Elin. She definitely took advantage of her. Yeah, that is, especially if she knows she's not going to put up a fight. But I don't know if I was like the other Real Housewives, if I could just sit there and watch that. Like, I'll be like, girl, get off of her. I don't think I could just sit back and watch that. Upside Down says it's SA period. Yes. Irene Calexico says, not gonna lie, when if the funny scenes ever was Phaedra telling Brandy not fight with, or one of the funniest scenes was Phaedra telling Brandy not to fight with Dorinda because she could be your mom. She's the same age as Phaedra. I don't remember that scene. If it was on this girl trip thing, then I didn't see it because I never watched the girl trip franchise. Elin says to Irene Calexico, there was only 7 years apart. One seems way more mature than the other, huh? As far as that scene goes. Sure, both seem to have bad relationships with drink, speculation. Brandy, I don't know if she's just on alcohol. That behavior is a little bit higher than alcohol, in my opinion. Elin says, yeah, but one gets sloppy and the other routinely crosses over people's boundaries as far as the different members of the show. Hannah Vega says that there is partial footage but full audio of the incident. But our question is, was it aired? I don't think it was aired. Kimmy Locker says to Hannah Vega, I'd be shocked if they didn't have cameras all over the villa to catch everything. And the type of bathroom I'm also envisioning that there would have been a camera in the bathroom too. But I'm envisioning like a public bathroom where there's stalls, but maybe that's not the kind. I mean, they were in a villa, so maybe that's not the kind of bathroom that they had. Hannah Vega says, no, they didn't have cameras in this bathroom. Okay, thank you. But they were still mic'd and producers allowed it to continue. But all women other than Alex are still on Brandy's side. Really? This is my first time hearing of this because I stopped watching Real Housewives maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So all of this is new to me. Kimmy Locker says, a good point. I think about bathrooms. I was thinking about like bathrooms with stalls. Elin says, if they had a cast meeting, that means the production knew something happened. They definitely did. They met up with her. They talked to her about it. And then they also sent the other girls to go talk to Brandy. Irene Calexico says, this is not sloppy drinking behavior. That's problematic. This is criminal, in my opinion. It is. It is criminal. It's SA. For sure, SA. And the fact that all the people just sat there and let it happen, I know, like, you know, they don't, but they're on the show together. I can't imagine that they don't know each other in some kind of way, even if they weren't on like the same seasons. Elin says, Alex McCord is an odd bunny, but I think she's a good person. She demonstrates that repeatedly, and I don't even know who that is, but she's the one that let them out the bathroom. So it has to be, she has to be a good person. Upside Down says they tape everything, then edit, so the production company would have known. They definitely had the auto, if not the cameras. Hannah Vega says the production company is at fault for other reasons, which I believe is one of the other reasons Bravo has pushed this from airing, but it is partially in relation to this situation. I'm thinking they were getting some cease and desist letters and threats not to air it. Hella Swanky says, oh, not interrogating. That's a strong word. When they were talking about Eva and Phaedra, probably the only two Black people on the show. Yeah, it's a strong word. It is a strong word. Elin says, isn't Phaedra an attorney? She used to be an attorney. I don't know if she still is an attorney. Since she got, Real Housewives famous, I think she started, being an Instagram model or something. But yeah, she definitely was an attorney. Tanya says she is. I don't know if she's still practicing though. Hannah Vega says, it is also notable that production did not initially think there was fault for a while in regard to this matter. I don't see how, like, calling her large. I know they're trying to like give a visual to the court of like the difference in size, but she's like pressing her large body against me. I couldn't get up. I was like, that's a little, it's a funny line, but she was definitely in the right to put it in the complaint, considering everything that Brandy did to her, right? But it did kind of make me chuckle that they called her large. Or they said she was 6 foot. Elin says she can't go. She's contractually obligated. But generally in those contracts, which we went through on Love is Blind, you are able to leave in situations where your life is being put at danger. And this is something where her life is being put at danger. And if they were to sue her or try to get her to go to arbitration to sue her, I think she would be able to win. Does she want to spend that money to fight the case? Probably not. But still, I think she could have won by leaving there. But no, you're definitely right that you're contractually obligated to be there. But either I'm going to beat you up or I'm going to leave. And so if you don't want me to beat her up, I'm going to have to leave. Or they could have put her in the hotel just like they put Brandy in a hotel, right? Hella Swanky says, I wouldn't have even asked. I would have just dipped. And my mom taught me that a very young age. If even if it's an adult telling you can't leave, it's an FU to that. I'll deal with the contract issues later. But definitely understand this being her livelihood and the way that she's making money. Hannah Vega says they only removed them a day before the trip ended. Oh, they said that they removed Brandy like on Wednesday. She wasn't able to go back to the villa. Irene Calexico says, I didn't enjoy watching Brandy. She makes me uncomfortable. She makes me laugh sometimes, but mostly makes me nervous. Yeah, she was a funny character, but she definitely did have very, very inappropriate moments for sure. Upside Down says her contract was broken by the production company when her safety was endangered by another contestant. Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I understand that they also threatened the Renee Poach and the Love is Blind contract as well with stuff like that. But I think, like I said, does it suck to go through litigation? Yes, but could she have won on this? I think that the producers would be very stupid to try to sue her for $50,000 or whatever the liquidation clause is, which a lot of liquidation clauses are not even upheld a lot of times. So, although it may have been annoying that they sued her, I think she definitely could have prevailed. It'd be like, the lady raped her. You wanted her to stay on the show? Like, that makes no sense. Color Swinky says, what Upside Down said exactly, that all bets are off after that. That are we fighting, right? I'm leaving or I'm fighting. Which one do you want? I don't want to go to Moroccan jail. Right? Tiny D says they'd have to sue me for breach of contract. Exactly. They would have to sue her, and I think she would win. Hella Soki says, yo, WTF, holding her down and humping, what kind of yeah, it's extreme. And this is an adult woman. How old is Brandi Glanville? How old? I'm pretty sure she's in her 50s. How old is Brandy? And she's someone's like, mom, is this what you're teaching your children? Yeah, she's 51. She's 51 and she's behaving like this. So last year she was 50 and that's how she's behaving. Completely inappropriate. I'm thinking 18, maybe 18, 21, you might act like that. But 50 and you've been harassing people all these years, you haven't learned your lesson yet? I mean, it's about time they brought attention to this, and maybe she's filing this lawsuit so that then, well, like Kimmy said, maybe there's no jurisdiction, but still. Elin says, to be frank, I think that's what TBF means. Brandy is almost a full foot taller than Carolyn. Yes, and that's what she pointed out in the lawsuit. But still, large is a funny word. Even though large is such a normal word, it's also a very funny word to call someone large to me. I don't know why. Elin says she's almost always drunk. I feel like it's more than drunkenness, though. It has to be. It has to be. Or she just can't handle her liquor. Irene Calexico says, yeah, I don't understand that contestant touchy, kissy. I'm thinking of these people as like her friends. Like, why is it all of a sudden? Well, I mean, Hollywood is a strange place. They do have little actual parties. I don't know, but maybe she thought she was on a different vibe than everybody else. And she always seems to be on a different vibe than everybody else. Elin says, if no one has filed a police report, they won't indict her. Elin says, usually people know when they're black. Exactly. You don't need to say you're black. Right. Upside Down says, I don't care who you do. SA is an equal opportunity offense. Get her indicted. I think Kimmy might be right with the jurisdictional issue. Hello Swanky says again what Upside Down said. Upside Down said, thank you, Hello Swanky. You know they paid her off to keep it out of court. No amount of money would stop me from taking them all down. That is true. And I think she's smart for actually filing the lawsuit. I think she is. She only took a year to file it. She's not like super late on it. I just don't know off the top of my head what the jurisdiction would be for it happening in Glanville. I mean, not Glanville, in Morocco. But I also feel like I'm like personal jurisdiction, that's civil suit. But a lot of times, like if something happens in the next county over, the police department won't take it, right? So I don't know. Hello Swanky says, yeah, a stereotype rooted in history if we really want to go there. So whoever said that needs to watch it. That is true. That is true. Tanya D says hypersexual. Yes, she is. Like, but for what? That's so weird. Elin says, at least she asked. As far as on some of them she asks, on other ones she just goes for it. Hello Soki says, yo, this sounds dang near unbelievable. That's how wild it is. What the hell is going on with these people? Not with these people, it's with her. She is constantly starting this. Irene Calexico says she slapped LVP. She did slap Lisa Vanderpump. Elin said David Foster is a very accomplished musician. As far that's what's his name's husband, right? Tanya D says, if I wanted to, I'd let her know. What the F? She just got some serious issues. Yeah, she does. Irene Calexico says her behavior is alarming and creepy, in my opinion. For sure, agree. Upside Down says she's a serial apist. End of it. At this point, she's approaching it, and I'm surprised no one else has made any charges against her or asked for any charges to be filed against her or sued her. Hello Swanky says Upside Down. Ditto, no amount. This is bananas. White women is be wild when it comes to personal space. I don't know if we can blame it on her being white. I think it's that she's just crazy. Irene Calexico says Brandy has zero to do with your preference. It's called consent, ma'am. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't And the reason why I'm saying is like, if her preference is women, I still don't see myself as not preference. I only like men, right? I wouldn't see myself saying, oh, this person is my friend or my coworker. Let me now make out with them at a party. So I'm not saying it's preference wise or whatever. It's just like, that has never crossed my mind. It just never crossed my mind. I don't care how drunk I am. Hello Swanky says, out of control is an understatement. That's the best words I have for it. Tanya D says, I would take we're Scorpios as this B word is crazy, but in the history of her behavior, it's harassment. True. I agree with that, Tanya. I do agree with that. Hila says, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt in a way that she's probably just an alcoholic. I still think it's more. I think it's more than alcohol. I could be wrong. Upside Down says to Hella Swanky, it's 6, stay out of my personal space unless invited. And yeah, I'm a very big personal. I'm a very big personal space person. Alpha has to watch me in public because when people get too close, I get a little aggressive, right? Hello Swanky says, now if these had been men doing this, shaking my darn head, which, like I said, it would be a problem if it was men, like a man doing it to a woman. But like a woman doing it to a woman, I'm automatically thinking like fight mode. Understand, other lady is super tiny. I'm not a tall individual, but I feel like I can beat men up. But also, if a man did that to me, I would try to fight him too. Would I get beat up? Most likely, but I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take that risk. So I feel sorry for her that she felt like she couldn't defend herself in the situation. Irene says, her posts pop up on my Twitter feed sometimes. She doesn't seem well. I feel like she's been like that for a while though. Ever since she got on the show. Tiny saying, good job to Bossy bringing in the chat. Tiny says, Alpha's so sweet. Oh yeah, he is the sweetest. He proposed to me. He Valentine's proposed to me because I told him, you have to ask me to be your Valentine. And so he did. He bought me like a bag of goodies and some roses to my job and read me a letter asking me to be his Valentine. So that was very, very sweet. But then he just came in and ate some of my Valentine candy or my Valentine proposal candy. So yeah, he's sweet, but he still. Oh my gosh, definitely a sweetie he is. Trauma PTSD added here. Yeah, especially, yeah, that's why I gave the trigger warning. It's downright ridiculous. Oh, you were saying good job to the bee for covering up Brandy's butt. Tanya. Yeah. Kimmy helped us put that together. Kimmy Lockett says to Hella Swanky and Upside Down, I imagine a man doing these things then saying they're not attracted to blondes or something. Yeah, I would just have to fight. I don't really care if it's a man or a woman. I would just have to fight. Hella Swanky saying, girl, I'm just saying. Tiny says, because she's clearly an equal opportunity harasser. She doesn't care who it is. You might want to watch her around everybody. You might not want to let her around your kids at this point because this lady is out of control, for lack of a better word. Elin says, the challenge, most people behave differently at work than drinking with their girlfriends. Reality TV is largely interested in the latter, not the former. Does documentation change the nature of it? As far as her being on a TV show, so she's going to claim that it's not sexual harassment? No. The documentation is just going to be proof for the court. The documentation is just going to be proof for the court. So it's not going to release, it's going to make her more guilty or make Bravo more guilty. Kimmy Locker says, to Elin, interesting question. Caroline Manzo, sure, things production not only enabled, but encouraged it. So, yeah. It's just going to be proof. It's not going to stop them from being liable. That's for sure. It's going to make them look worse. Hello Sonia says, that's the problem. This is her normal behavior and she doesn't see a problem with it. And no one else is reporting her either. She still has friends, right? And nobody around her is checking her. Yeah, of course. I didn't see the last sentence, but yeah, agreed. Elin says, pretty sure Brandy is perpetually broke and she has to do all of this for what? Attention? I don't know. Irene Calexico says, thank you, Bree. Had I witnessed this, I wouldn't have been able to not say something. Same. I would have, girl, get it together. You need to go take a nap, something, but she probably would have got beat up. Tiny D says, I would have clowned with the producers and done my best to try to stop it and keep my eye on Brandy the entire trip. Yeah, like, why does she keep trying to follow her into the bathroom? She's like a creepy dude at a club. Sorry, guys, if there's any guys in the chat, but yeah, she's like a creepy dude at the club. Why are you following her into the bathroom? Irene says, I tell my kids the same. If you're uncomfortable, leave. We'll deal with the fallout later. Always trust your gut. Yep. My mom taught me that in a very young age. Upside Down says TV is entitled and stupid. They think no one will tell. And I'm glad that Manzo is standing up. Upside Down says, what a role model, shaking my head. And she's on TV. Amy Evans says, my husband just logged into his YouTube just to like the stream for you. Oh, thank you very much, Amy Evans' husband. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for sure. Upside Down says, Def Bree, she dropped E along with a few other things, no doubt. It has to be something more than alcohol because, you know, I partake in the alcoholic beverages and I don't act like that. Okay. And not to say everyone acts the same on different, you know, intoxicants or whatever you want to call it. But I don't see other people that I hang around that drink act like that. Okay. Irene says, I have friends that get goofy and silly, but I don't feel unsafe around them. Brandy scares me, just saying. Yeah, that's to straddle someone, you know, and forcefully kiss them and they don't want to kiss you. And it's not even that it's like one time and she like caught the wrong vibes, right? This has happened multiple times with her, with multiple different women and men. And on TV. So imagine what she's doing when the cameras are not around. Imagine. Tiny D says, I've heard a lot of people say grape for the R word. Yeah, people do say that. Irene says, she's a wealthy white lady. I think that's why she's never been called out, in my opinion. And I think they have some like sketchy stuff going on at the Hollywood parties. And she just doesn't know how to tell when it's those sketchy parties and when it's just a normal party and how to behave. Hello Swanky says, Bree, they've done research on the difference in understanding of personal space based on culture. There is a difference. There is for sure a difference. For sure a difference. I do not like people standing too close to me. Don't breathe on me. Don't let your arm rub against me. It depends on your culture. And also, I think your size too, because Alpha, or maybe in his culture, Alpha doesn't really budge like when people are too close to him. But I think it's because he is so much bigger than me, you know, that if somebody does bump into him, it doesn't really, you know, sway him, versus if someone bumps into me, I'm tipping over. And I don't want your skin. I might have some other sensory issues going on that I don't know about, but yeah, he doesn't mind people brushing against him or anything. But if someone brushes against me, I'm probably gonna nudge you a little bit. If we go out to like a club or something, I'll like wraps around me if he sees people getting too close to me, because I'm like, oh, why y'all standing so close? You're giving me anxiety, okay? Elin says she's not wealthy. She hangs in the wealthy circles, but somebody called her perpetually broke earlier. Irene says, if Brandy isn't considered wealthy, I'm beyond poor. Just my opinion. I don't know what her income is, but I don't think that she's like the wealthiest of the people that she hangs out with. And I'm sure she has some kind of money to continue getting like the plastic surgery and hanging around the people she hangs around. But I don't know. I'm not her accountant. Kimmy Locker says to Irene and Elin, I have no clue whether or not she's wealthy, but she certainly leads a privileged life, and that likely plays a role. Yeah, and just like the crowds that she hangs in, even if she's the broke friend that wears the same outfit every time they go out, she's still in a more elite position than me, right? Definitely privilege. Irene agrees. Elin says, no, does her being on TV show change it from observation to casual behavior to an employee-employer situation? That would depend. That's going to be an argument for court. We talked about it on this channel before. Technically, when they do these shows, they hire them as an independent contractor. However, you have to look at several factors regarding whether I was going to say delirium, because that's the last case that we did, but whether Bravo controlled where these people was. And telling someone they can't leave if they're uncomfortable, you're probably going to be able to say they controlled her workstation. So they probably would be able to find her as being like a temporary employee for the purpose of the show. So it really depends. I don't know what else they controlled. If they like made their flight there, they made the accommodations. Remember, they said they got a hotel for Brandy, but they didn't get in a hotel from for Manzo. If she said, I don't want to be recorded, and they continued to record her, that's going to show that they had control they're likely an employee-employer relationship versus an independent contractor relationship. And of course, there's more factors to consider, but those are some things that you would look at. Kimmy Locker says, we're at 46 likes, so close. Yes, and I'm showing 48 on my end. So if you have not hit the stream or hit the like button, we have a goal of 50 likes for the stream. So please do hit the like button. It helps us out and the algorithm gets more friends. And we reach our live stream goal. And shout out to everyone watching on the replay who have also hit the like button, which I'm sorry that I'm just now saying that at the end of the live stream. Tiny D says we're at 48. Hello Swanky has smalls like the stream. Where's the backup channels? Irene Calexico says, when I was younger and had a different life, I used to go to posh Hollywood parties. I saw stuff I shouldn't have. No one should. Yeah, that's what was. I could never be famous. I can't. I'm just gonna sit in my little office and make videos on YouTube. I can't. Upside Down says he protects your personal space with a heart. Yes, he does. He also knows I'm feisty. So he doesn't want me getting feisty. But I don't fight. I don't fight like that, y'all. So don't think I'm out here in the club beating people up, okay? Because I'm not. I'm really not. But I do get a little anxious when people get too close to me. Amy Evan says, I'm way behind on the court Becky stuff. And yay, you agree with me. Set up. Irene says, this is a smart chat. No surprise. I really enjoyed this. Appreciate it. Z Seltzer says, gotta go to bed. Good night. Well, thank you for joining. I have to actually hop off as well. That was a good live stream. We covered some good cases. Thank you for everyone that has come in and hit the like button. Thank you guys for all of the interaction. I guess we picked some pretty good cases to go over this live stream. And Tanya D just let us know that we hit 50 likes. It's still showing 49 on the back end, but if y'all can see 50, I definitely appreciate it. Congratulations. We hit our goal for the live stream. I just have to find our little... Yay! Thank you, everyone that has hit the like button. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Upside Down says, LOL Bree, I like it. It means you don't get pushed around. Nothing like a clever comeback. Who needs skin? Right. Okay. And so, yeah, thank you everyone for coming. We shall be back on Thursday. I do technically have a trial scheduled on Thursday, but it should not be an all-day affair. So we should be here covering the doing our deep dive into Lauren the Mortician and Jeanette Braun of how they ended up filing that lawsuit. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these cases. And it looks like we need to do a deep dive on the Murdaugh situation with what all the clerks said and did in order to bring this motion for a new trial. As we know, it was denied, but we can still look into more of the things that was said because, like I said before, I didn't really keep up with it. But anyways, I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I will see you